Hi friends, I'm making this video to address some basic issues on information security. Why am I making this video? The whole idea is prompted by the following reasons. One, my interaction with colleagues and friends on how people treat data and information. For example, sharing of a personal email password. Two, my observation of how the ICT devices are handled. Let me paint a scenario to explain this. Have you ever found on your desk or in your work environment a flash drive, probably like the brand that you use? And the next thing is, because you want to find out the contents or the owner of the device, you have already plugged it on a sensitive device or some other system that are not even guarded. Number three, incessant security incidents, because of incessant security incidents. And number four, I want this to serve as cyber awareness. No matter investment on technology to secure your space, if people are not handled properly, if they are not aware, they will constitute vulnerability. Yes, I'm saying if people are not aware, they don't understand cybersecurity, they will become the open doors for the enemy to strike. This is my first video on information security. And definitely it can profile all information that is required for cybersecurity awareness. So I'm telling you that this video will be released in series. So please watch out. At this point, allow me to start with definition of some concepts. Definition of some concept. Data, according to M.H. Tiamiyu, are communication symbols that are used to express or convey information. So from this definition, it is clear that as small as a character is, if affected, if tampered with, will affect security of information. It means that a picture tinted could actually lead to information security breach. Another time that we want to look at is security, which is defined as combination of procedures, control, and system to preserve confidentiality, integrity, and affordability of data. The acronym is CIA: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. But due to rapid development of internet technologies, controllability and non-repudiation have now been added to this CIA triad. So these 5 terms will be explained further as we continue in this video. Next terms is cybersecurity, which is the practice of defending computers, network, and transmission devices from threats. Listen again, it is the practice of defending computers, network, and transmission devices from threats. So cybersecurity entails, the way to protect both the computers and the transmission, media, to transfer information from one point to the other. Now, since the entity involves the hardware, software, and people, cybersecurity therefore entails information security, network security, application security, operational security, and disaster recovery. And disaster recovery. So now the element of information security, that is those 5 keywords that were mentioned when I was defining the term security. And the first one is confidentiality. What does that mean? It means to ensure information is obtained only by the authorized users. That is, information is considered secure if the information meant for a particular people is received just only by them. And the second keywords in the definition of security is integrity. That is, information security is integrity. And that means the information at the destination is the exact from the source. The information leaving point A will be equal exactly to the information at point B. Remember when I talked about when even a picture is tinted, that could constitute a problem when it comes to cybersecurity or information security. So the process of making sure that information is secure involves the integrity, that you are able to confirm, you are able to say at point B of receiving the information that this is exactly the same information that left point A. Don't forget, this is different from confidentiality. That the confidentiality, it means that the information is only received, is only shared with those people that are meant to have the information. And the third keyword is availability. It's about the timeliness and reliability of access to data in the correct format and its use. Information security can be attained if, in the course of protecting information to make sure that the integrity is not tampered with, the confidentiality is sure, but information is not available for use at the point that is required. So availability is another issue, is another key term that is being used in information security definition. And it is that the information is reliably, the data is reliably, accessible in correct formats to those who are to use it, who should have, access to it, and exactly the way it was at the source. And controllability is simply monitoring to ensure value of information, ability to control the information, that the value is not tampered with. Why non-repudiation is to ensure that sender or receiver cannot convincingly deny information. We will be practical in our explanation of this, maybe in the next video. But let me quickly say this. Non-repudiation, entails and ensures that both the sender and the receiver cannot deny sending and will not be able to also deny receiving of such information. So, as we are looking at this one by one, I want you to follow. Now, let's consider some security incidents. Don't forget, again, we are laying foundation for issues that we'll be discussing one after the other in our subsequent videos. We have had security incidents that at the global level. The first incident that I'm talking about here is Wannacry. 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 It's a malicious code attack which broke out on May 12, 2017 and spread worldwide. It was targeted at the Windows OS by encrypting data and demanding ransom payments. That is, the windows that are vulnerable. Maybe, for example, those who have not updated their windows to patch up all the vulnerability, their system were affected. And majorly the way it is done, it's the data is encrypted, by the enemy without. And you will need to get a decrypt key if you need access to your information by paying ransom. Though it was uttered about 8 hours into its release, it affected about 200,000 in 150 countries, with total damage running into millions of dollars. So you will see the extent of this 8 hours attack. So let's begin to be conscious of data, information, or whatever, or cybersecurity. Let's begin to watch our actions, the way we handle equipment, the way we handle information that is committed to our hands, the way we handle our devices that we use for storing data, and even the medium of transmitting data. Incident 2, process hijacking. It was an incident that happened in China in 2017 again, when the user thought they were upgrading software, but in actual was installing software because their traffic was hijacked. Already there was an opening for the hijackers to come in, and the process of installing or upgrading software has been hijacked. So much that people that were actually installing software, thinking they are updating, but they are installing software that will open more doors for the enemy without. So at this point, let me quickly warn us that be careful, be wary of the software that you install. You need to be sure of the source, and also you have to run away from so many, free application and software. Don't get me wrong. There are open source softwares and application, but we will also be talking in details about it. But this is another incident that happened. And I'm giving us all this as a background to what cybersecurity entails. Incident 3 is DDoS, distributed denial of service. Attack on 5 major Russian banks. It started on November 10, 2016 and lasted for 2 days. And of course, we are talking about bank here. A lot of sum will have gone into that. The next incident, incident 4, is Stuxnet. Stuxnet. It was uncovered in 2010, caused by physical destruction of infected devices. It is believed to be responsible for causing substantial damage to the nuclear program of Iran. While no country has officially admitted to creating Stuxnet, it is widely believed that the US and Israel jointly developed the worm. It was cyber weapon, and now we have cyber army. I will not be able to delve so much into this because of so many political undertones. But as simple as what you have just read, the vulnerability or openings to the enemy can cause a serious damage even to your equipment. This happened. And of course, we know the whole world started with maybe the army, the land soldiers. Later on, we talk about Navy, those who watch over the water territories, and Air Force followed. But now, every nation is also investing into cyber army, because our world has actually transcended this physical one that we see. We have a virtual world that is almost bigger, maybe almost bigger than the physical world that we are seeing. And the two worlds are actually open to attacks. So let us be careful of the way information is At this point, I will stop here. This, like I said earlier, this is a foundational video for this topic. Watch out for the follow-up videos on information security, where we'll be dealing in details with some of the keywords and issues raised in this video. So thank you for watching. See you next time.